Nordstar 40 2014. This boat has got lots of very interesting features, so come with me on a full tour of this very, very cool bit of kit. Let's go. As I mentioned in that brief introduction, we are on board a Nordstar 40. Now this is a 2014 boat fitted with the Volvo D6 370, so keep watching, we'll show you those a bit later. Now what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to give you a full tour of the boat. We're going to start here on the outside, Nathan's going to follow me, and we're going to point out some of the key features. First things first, we're down here on the platform, and as you can see, it's a good sized platform. We don't currently have a rib on board this boat, but you could easily put a tender on the back here if you wanted to. You've got these huge fender fender holders here on the stern here, giving it super easy to store any fenders. Now you'll have seen we've just taken the boat out the berth. I manoeuvred her, really easy to manoeuvre on those twin outdrives with the bow thruster as well. So super easy to control, giving you lots of usability. Symmetrical stern here, we've got access on the port side and access on the starboard side. I really like this high pulpit all the way around the boat, so you feel very safe. Once you're inside of that, you feel very safe and everything feels really solid, and that's a real feel about this boat as you move around. Here in the aft cockpit, there's synthetic decking on the flooring. There's some slight UV aging on there, but it's still in very good condition. You've got access to those D6s underneath my feet here. We'll look at that later on in the video. And then you've got the camper cover here, or the bimini top coming out. There are covers that go down to the side there. They're not on at the moment, but it's quite nice actually having it all open like this. You'll see here we've got the stairs up to the flybridge, but before we go up there, follow me and we're going to walk all the way around this boat. And that's what I quite like about this bit of kit. Now, as you know, the walk around feature of boats has become very popular the last few years with axopars and sack stores, but it's nice to see it on a slightly larger boat. You've got this synthetic decking continue all the way up here. You've got a blue hull on this boat, as you've seen, and then you've got this blue accent detailing up here on the coach roof as well. Nice quality and insulation of the windows with a stainless steel framing, and then you've got this good sized sliding door both port and starboard side. So if you are manoeuvring the boat, it's very easy to get to that lower helm. You've got one small step here, and then once you've gone up to that step, you're then up on the working foredeck. The foredeck itself, again, is a good size. You've got some space here, so if you wanted to have some sunbathing cushions made to go on there, then you could. You've got an deck light there, letting lots of natural light into that forward cabin. And look behind you there, Nathan, you've got these 4 spotlights, or 5 spotlights in total, 4 which are just forward facing, and then the central one is a remote spotlight. But it has a real utilitarian feel about this boat. I was looking through the log earlier and there was a comment in the log that said picked up slightly, and you can imagine on this boat you'd actually feel quite safe if it did pick up slightly. Forward there you've got your anchor winch, you can see there you've got your lift up lid there to get to your chain, and that's quite interesting. It's actually protected there with rubber inside that fender locker, so no concern there of the chain damaging the gel. Controls for the anchor winch both up on the deck and at the helm, and then you've got that open pulpit, so very Scandinavian style open pulpit forward, so you can in theory get off the boat on the bow if you wanted to. I won't do it today, but it could be a good place to jump off. Life raft stored up here on the bow, covered up by the little cover, and as I mentioned, this pulpit runs all the way around this boat, so you feel very, very safe. You've got another handrail high here on the coach roof, and if I just keep walking down here, you'll find we end up back in the aft cockpit. So how easy was that? If you've got crew that are a bit unsure about moving around the boat, then this is a really nice place to be and very sensible for crewing as well. Let's go and have a look at the flybridge. So we've got a few steps to go up here. So up here on the flybridge, we haven't uncovered everything today. The boat's just about to have her pre-season birthday valet. So we haven't uncovered the seats for a moment, but you have got up here some practicality. You've got a lovely little sort of co-pilot seat here. We've got an electric Kenyan grill up here, and we've got a repeater for the Raymarine plotter. We'll look at a bit more detail at the lower helm nav gear, but we've got Raymarine touchscreen or hybrid touch there, and then you've got your Volvo Penta controls here, display screens, and your start-stop feature here as well. You've got the later generation Volvo controls here, which have got the trim function on there, and then you've got your trim tab as well, your bow thruster on the starboard side. A bit more storage in here, but once you're up here, really good visibility. But as I mentioned, when we turn the boat round in what is a fairly confined space, we use the lower helm. with those sliding doors and the visibility through the windows, it was super easy. So this is a high days and holidays area to drive the boat if you want it to be. I think you'd be quite comfortable 9 times out of 10 driving from downstairs if you so wished. So I think on that note, let's go downstairs and have a look at the saloon and the lower helm. I've grabbed the camera now from Nathan and I want to take you into the saloon. Lots of things to show you on this boat. We've got 3 cabins. We've got 1 cabin here, we've got 2 cabins up forward and 2 heads. So lots of things to show you. First things first, you've got the galley here as soon as you enter on the starboard side. Now this boat does have a generator. So we've got electric hob and electric oven. Got lots of storage up here as well. And as I mentioned earlier on in the video, it feels well made, it feels solid. The galley itself has got a 2-burner hob. Like I said here, you've got the electric oven and then you've got a few drawers tucked there with some cutlery in, as you'd expect, and a double sink arrangement. But it's perfectly sized for the boat, more than enough space. And you've also then got a fridge here. There is another fridge, I forgot to show you up on the flybridge, but there is another fridge up there. Now what's quite interesting is the first thing you're sort of greeted with here is this single cabin here, which isn't a bad size for a single berth. And you've also got a good day heads here. So you've got an electric flush toilet with a shower in there as well and a sink. Very Scandinavian, designed to be used. We find this on some of the Scandinavian boats, whether like this or Sargos or Botnia Targas. They're designed really to be used and they're quite practical. In here in this smaller cabin, you've got a single berth. Current owner's got some fishing gear here. So we've got fishing gear, hoover, so it's practical storage as well. Some of the cushions are on here. But you can see there, up in the top, you've got a couple of drawers, and then you've also got a small hanging space as well. So quite practical. If we go a bit further up into the saloon itself, we've got this L-shaped wraparound seating section, which is finished in a sort of Alcantara finish, and then you've got a good sized table in the middle. Now what I really like on these is underneath here you've got this teak and holly floor. Now often this is covered up, but I think, God, it's so nice to have it uncovered, but it is all in good condition because it has been covered up. The boat has air conditioning, so you've got some of the air conditioning matrix system underneath there, and then you've got another chair here facing your L-shaped. So if I bring the camera back over here a little bit, you'll get an idea here of the layout. So like I said, you've got the L shape there, and then you've got that other seat facing you. This table here is actually electric, so a little party trick here. I can push this button here on the dash, and that's actually the same on the flybridge. So depending on whether it's coffee or breakfast or lunch, you can adjust the height of that table. You've got these 2 sort of Kappa style seats here, which have got some level of cushioning in. You know, I noticed this scale here, you jump on it, it sort of tells you how much bounce effectively you've got on here. You've got these doors here, which I mentioned, both port and starboard. Really straightforward. Probably I've got to use 2 hands for this, but you can have that open halfway, or you can have it fully closed. And once it's closed, you can feel that's just got a really nice seal to it and not going to let any water in. Up here on the top here, we've got the air conditioning controls. We've got an FM stereo. Haven't seen one of these for a while. These pop-off fascias, but that's what we've got. And then underneath here, we've got a little area for chart tables. You've got the VHF handsets in there. So great little area here as well for working on a chart. And if you're co-pilot, a nice handle to brace on. And then you can imagine leaning here to do any chart work. Demisters up on the screen as well, very important on this type of boat. And then you've got your slight inverted windscreen, giving you that good visibility. And then those windscreen wipers there as well. I said up top, we talk about the lower helm. So let's run through what we've got. We've got this additional door here. I might just shut that a minute just while we do this, just to keep those seagull noises out. But you've got the twin controls here. You've got the automatic trim tab system here by Mente Marine. So if you want to have the trim tabs on auto setting, you can. And then you've got some of your crucial gear here. So you've got horn, wipers, windscreen washer, nav lights, anchor lights. Engine data screens here. Obviously they're not on at the moment, so got no litres per hour. And then you've got your main start stop. Now I'm just going to start the engines just to show you how nicely they start. So that's port engine. And that's starboard engine. So you can see there, revs straight up, both started on the button. See all the gauges literally there coming to life. So we've got 623 hours on the port, and we've got 626 engine hours on the starboard. You can see here at tick over, we're burning 1.4 litres an hour on the port and 1.7 litres an hour on starboard. You're never going to get those probably bang on the same, but they're certainly very close. So I'm going to shut those off a sec. They have been running, so they are nice and warm. I'm not turning off cold engines. You can see here we've got the bow thruster control here. Just push both on buttons and then move to port, move to starboard. I do like these Raymarine nav screens, super clear, super easy to read. And then you can see, as you probably know this already, but in case you don't, you've got the option for select radar here. When it fires into life, so the radar's not on scanner at the moment. If I can press transmit, that'll kick into life. And then down here, you've got the little fob here to start your engines, no ignition keys on this boat. See the radar there's working. And then up here, you've got bilge pumps, bilge blower, got the operation there for the table up and down, which I mentioned, anchor controls. Not quite sure what that one is. Oh, shower, that looks like. Deck wash, overhead lights, and that looks like some sort of demister for the screen, which I mentioned earlier on. There is another Raymarine screen here as well, so there's a second repeater for this. So if you wanted to, you could have that one on chart. I'll have to select that. And then that one on radar, so that's quite a nice feature. The boat's also got autopilot, so this is your autopilot control here. So everything you would possibly need, certainly at the helm. Moving slightly further up there, you've got your Icon VHF, and that looks like some sort of Navix system to tow if bilge pumps are running. I'm not quite sure on that one. So I've spoken, I think, enough about this area, and I'll take you down now to go look at the accommodation, because I think you'd be quite surprised. In addition to that aft cabin, there's 2 more cabins, so keep watching. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. It'd be a perfect opportunity to subscribe, leave a like, and even leave us a comment. But keep watching, I'll share the cabins. Let's talk about the accommodation then. So forward, we have the main cabin, which is in this good sized double berth with good head height. You actually step down slightly from this lower sort of lobby area into the cabin. And by doing so, you've got good head height. So we've got this wood lined paneling here on the ceiling, curtains both sides, bit of storage. You can see that teak and holly floors carried on. So you've got hanging space in there. You've got a couple of reading lights at the top of the bed with a mirror. And then you've got storage on both sides, and like I said, it feels solid. It feels, as I said that a couple of times, but the teak and holly floor is really nice, as well as the air conditioning I mentioned. The boat does have Webasto heating, and I've spotted a few outlets throughout the boat for that. Now this is the ensuite to the master cabin, and here you've got another electric flush loo, and then you've got a shower arrangement with a pull-out faucet from the sink in order to create this into a shower space. Mirror in there as well, and it's all finished in a nice wood as well. Light switches conveniently located, and then you've got the aft cabin here. So this is the main sort of guest cabin. You can see here you've got a door on the port side going through. You've got some hanging space in there, a little seat, so when you're getting changed you've got somewhere to sit. And if I just crouch down, you actually reveal a good sized double berth. So you'll see in the photos on the spec, link to which is on the description below. I wonder what's in here. Let's have a quick look. I guess just storage. Okay, so you've got breakers in here. Don't know how well you'll see it on the GoPro because it's quite dark. But you've got lots of breakers in there. And then it's all nicely detailed as well. So it feels nice to see. It's nice to see something different. We haven't featured anything like this on our channel before. So it's quite nice to show you something a bit different. Again, let's have a quick look at what we've got on here. Bit of storage, some impellers in there, and some filters. Very sensible. But as a guest cabin on this style of boat, I would say that's pretty comfortable. Now that would of course share this as a bathroom, or as you know, you've got the other bathroom at the aft of the saloon. Talking about controls to the boat, underneath the helm here, we've got the main switch panel. So you've got the isolators here. So I turned on this morning both batteries for the engine side, auxiliary in service. This is left on by the owner. And you can see here we've got 240 volt coming in from the shore power side. Generator start stop is down there. There will be a changeover potentially for that somewhere. I'm not quite sure where that is, or it might be an auto changeover. So all in all, I'm sure you'll agree, there's a lot to talk about on this boat. We just put things back. The dehumidifier's gone back. That was in the cabin, so we put that back. Nathan's here, just put everything away. Give us a wave, Nathan. Nathan has just kindly reminded me I didn't do the engine bay. So Nathan's just lifted up the hatches. Now there's great access here. We've got these 2 huge hatches which tilt up, and then where Nathan stood, there's actually 2 more hatches which open the outer way. So that gives you even more access on top of the engines. Now, as I said, these are D6 370s located in there. There's a lot of kit in here. We've got the hot water system, generator, we've got some spares, some fishing gear. So it's a really practical engine room, and then you've got a set of wooden steps to get in there. And I guess you could probably use that for outboard storage as well if you wanted to, but a nice setup in there. And as you know, the D6s are a brilliant engine and a great combination for this boat. So hopefully that's quite interesting. And like I say, I really like that access So let's get these down and we'll step off board and show you around the outside. But hopefully that's a bit interesting for you. I think if I just jump off the boat now without falling in, it's one of my biggest fears. You can see she's well fended. These two fenders are from the port side, but she's really well fended. You've got, like I said, that stainless steel surround on the windscreens, the stainless steel on the doors. It all feels like it's built to last. The rubbing rail on the outside as well, and even a stainless anchor. Yeah, there you go. So, hopefully that's interesting for you. If it is, don't forget the link to the boat behind me will be in the description below. Head over to onemarine.co.uk if you can't find it. Our details have been on the screen throughout the video in a couple of key points, so they're on there. My name's Tom. If you're interested, we'd love to hear from you. Come and see us, come and have a look around, and get in contact if you're looking to sell your boat too, because we've got lots of listings, as you know, but we can have more, so no problems there. So thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, leave a comment, and get ready for the next video coming soon.